Welcome to the Everyday is Saturday podcast, the #1 motivation show on the planet.
No more Mondays for you. It's time to make every day Saturday. Boom!
This is the podcast where we help you to accept who you are, not where you are.
On the roller coaster of life, you know we only sit in the front seat, champion. So make sure you are fastened and tight. Let's go!
Tired of feeling run down all the time during the week? We can help you make every day feel like it's a Saturday.
Let's go. Pack your bags. It's time to leave Averageville.
Introducing the man who thinks abnormal stands for above normal.
When you're on fire, people will travel from miles around to watch you burn, baby. We are fired up.
The host of the Everyday is Saturday show, Sam Crowley.
Hello, champion, and welcome back to the Everyday is Saturday podcast. How do you become a top 1%er in what you want to do? Well, boy, this is going to be a real buzzkill for everybody. You're looking for the secret formula, right? Well, here's the answer, as best I can tell. You stay in the game. That's it. Hey, that's the end of the show. You stay in the game. You stay in the game. Man, it is tough. I'm talking about people that get to the top. But take out 1%. How about just getting to the top 50% of whatever you want to do? A lot of people relate it to income, being in the top 50%. If you want to get into whatever it is, health and business, things like that, whatever it is, sports. When you think about podcasting, for example, how long do you think you would have to record a podcast before you're in the top 1% of podcasters? 10 episodes. 10 episodes. That's it. You get to episode 11, you're in the top 1%. But that doesn't even make any sense. I know, hey, look, I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what they are. Most people give up after episode 10 in the podcasting space in what I do. And the reason they do it, well, I don't know these people individually, but I kind of think I got a really good feel for the mindset, is we live in a very, very microwavable society, all right? Especially as Christians. We expect those microwave results, but we serve a crockpot God, okay? And we, these people in the business world, but specifically in this, right, what you're listening to, podcasting, okay? They don't get results, meaning I thought I was going to get a bunch of downloads, thousands, and make money. And by the way, I'm kind of bored. And I think people give up because they get bored. That and the results. So it gets, the blocking and the tackling part of success, I think, is very underrated. You got to be really good at the fundamentals. When I coach podcasters, we talk about the pillars of their message, having 3 or 4 pillars of their message. The pillars of this message, the Everyday Saturday message, are vision, action, results, and belief. You have a big vision, you'll take bigger action. You take bigger action, you're going to get bigger results. And when you get bigger results, your belief will be very large in comparison to if you don't get results. And then it becomes more of a self-fulfilling prophecy where it just repeats itself over and over and over. Vision, action, results, belief. So those are the pillars of what I teach, in my message whenever I give a presentation or doing any kind of a workshop. And even this podcast is always built on those 4 pillars. You hear me talk about vision, action, results, belief in some form all the time. So it's very critical that you don't give up. It's very critical that you pay attention to the mundane, the non-sexy stuff. The stuff that isn't jazzy and doesn't light everybody up. Podcasting, I need an expensive microphone in the studio. Let me tell you something, my friend. If you decide to launch a podcast, the absolute worst thing you can do is invest in a studio. That is the last thing you should be doing. You know what you should be doing first? Speaking into your iPhone or your Android, into the built-in microphone there, without any professional mic attached. Getting used to sharing your message so you're comfortable with it, not so other people will automatically be transformed by your message, just so you can be comfortable in sharing your unique voice out there with the world, because that's what is important, is you finding your voice. That's what really matters. You don't need an expensive piece of equipment for that. You're just getting started. And by the way, another reason that people quit, aside from they're bored, I tried it, I'm bored, is they're not in it for the long term, you know? And when I got started with this whole podcasting gig, I didn't do it for a few weeks, a few months. I was in it because I wanted to find my voice. I felt like, and it was no validation of this, by the way, like nobody came up and said, oh, your story is amazing. Nobody ever told me that. I had to actually just kind of, I wouldn't say fake it till you make it, because I don't believe in that at all. But I had to overcome imposter syndrome in a big, big way. Because there's nobody in my corner rooting me on and cheering me on, saying, you go get him, Crowley. That everyday Saturday message, you quit that job and you're out on a limb and you got something there. Nobody ever said that. You know who said that? John Mix said that to me. Who's John Mix? John Mix is the guy in Portland, Oregon, who I bought the domain name from Every Day is Saturday back in 2005 and 2006, whatever it was. And he said, you know what? You got something, kid. I'm going to give you this domain. I sent him $100 in PayPal. I didn't have any money. Couldn't have a credit card because I was in a bankruptcy. So I sent him $100 in PayPal. But he actually was the one person that said, yeah, you got something here, kid. I wish I would have done what you did. And I bought that domain everydayissaturday.com because I wanted to kind of share photos of retirement with the boys and fishing and hunting and just what, a whole bunch of Saturdays look like. You're onto something with this whole, daddy is tomorrow Saturday thing. Your kid asked you and you want so much more. You want to do what you like. So I'm just going to give you the domain. I mean, look, right there is a perfect example of putting yourself out there and sharing your story with strangers. I didn't have to call that guy. I still can't believe I just dialed him up off the internet. That's how bad I wanted it. And if you want to get in the top 1%, top 10%, 20%, pick the percent you want to be in, that passion level. And look, that's a really cliche thing. You gotta want it. But isn't it true? Like most people get phased out because they really don't. Even podcasters will go through the motion. Hey, I recorded another episode today and upload. Yeah, but did you really put it in? Did you really put the passion into it? Did you really, if you want to monetize it, did you really put together a creative call to action that will get somebody from listening to your podcast to now doing business with you, hiring you, buying your product, buying your service? Did you really put a lot of thought? Or did you just say, well, I recorded another one? That's not good enough. Look, that's 9/10 of it, is getting it done. But doing it with passion separates you now from everybody else out there. In whatever you do, it doesn't need to be podcasting. You could be a server at a restaurant. You ever go to a restaurant, you can just tell the server is next level. Their passion for it, their curiosity about what you would be interested that night, their knowledge, not just knowledge of the menu, but be able to articulate it back to you in a way that gets you excited, And that's just a server at a restaurant. And you can automatically tell, compare that to bad service. Somebody shows up every now and again, your water's never full. Attitude, just having a bad day. Maybe they are just maybe just caught them on a bad day. I used to think that too, until I went back to gave the restaurant a second chance, gave the server a second chance. Same type, same thing. Not interested in us, not interested in providing a great experience. And that was it. That was the last time I went back. And here's the thing. People won't tell you. They just won't come back. Most people, if you have a bad steak, you don't stop eating steak. You just go to a different restaurant. And very rarely, like I'm not a Yelp review guy. I never blast at a restaurant. There's no need for that, But I just won't go back. And that's most people. They won't tell anybody about that. Why? Just because they had bad service. And when you want to be in the top, you can earn a lot of money as a server in a restaurant, for example, because of that. Just the personality, just the environment, the attitude, the energy. Those are all intangibles, but boy, they make a big difference in that area and in the area we're talking about today, how to become a top 1% earner or whatever it is that you want to do. Stay in the game and be grateful that you woke up on the right side of the ground today. A lot of people didn't. There's tragedy every day, especially the holiday season. I think it even resonates more when you think people won't be around the Christmas tree. That they thought they would be. They were agonizing over it. I need gifts again, and now they're not here. Think about all the things they had to do to prepare for Christmas, and now they won't even see another one. Be grateful you woke up on the right side of the ground. All right? So I hope this message found you in a good spot today. I'm fired up. I'm passionate. I ain't going anywhere. I made it past episode 10, and you can too. If you'd like to work together, make sure you get on my calendar. Go to launchmymovement.com, book a call, launchmymovement.com. Let's have a conversation about you and your dream. I promise you it's a lot simpler than you think. All right, you got to get this message out. You got a story to share, and you got a lesson to teach. All right, my friend, say it with me now. Have the best day ever. And that's a wrap. Another Everyday is Saturday podcast in the books. Thanks so much for listening. Would you do your boy a favor? Would you get on iTunes or wherever you listen to the Everyday Saturday podcast and leave a rating for the show? It helps amazing people like you find the show faster. And that's what I'm looking for, amazing people like you. Hey, I'm always hanging out on the interwebs. You can check me out on Instagram at EverydayIsSaturday. Let me know you're listening to the show. Love hearing from fans of the Everyday Saturday podcast. And one last thing, when you're ready to launch, get on my calendar, go to launchwithsam.com. You and I are going to work together to set rocket fuel to your dream. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'll see you on the next Everyday is Saturday podcast.